let's get it started with yours, Ionella.
Meet me. I'm taking UTSA minus 13 against Rice. And Mike, do you know what Rice doesn't do well?
There's a couple things they don't do well. I'm gonna say stop the pass.
Stop the pass. They are 102nd in the country in success rate defending the pass, 118th defending passing explosiveness. They've allowed 22 passing touchdowns this season. Over the last 4 weeks, they've given up 14 touchdowns through the air. They've been awful recently. La Tech put up 41. Charlotte put up 56. UTEP put up 30. Western Kentucky put up 45. They give up just a ton of big plays. And then when teams get past the 40-yard line, they score a touchdown pretty much every time. Well, you want to know what UTSA does extremely well? Pass the ball, finish drives. Roadrunners are fourth in the country in passing success, 16th in the country in finishing drives. We talked about him all year. Frank Harris, 300 yards per game, 22 touchdowns, just 6 picks. He's completing 70% of his passes. He has just 1 interception since September. And, DeCorian Clark is out for the season, which absolutely sucks. But I was thinking maybe Ohio State, but UTSA might be the only team in the country that can lose a dude with 50 catches, 750 yards, and 8 touchdowns and be like, oh, well, he's our number 3 receiver anyway. They still have Zachary Franklin. They still have Joshua Cephas. And a big thing I like about this UTSA team, too, and what they've been doing is obviously after losing Sincere McCormick, it really took them a while to get the running game going. But with the emergence of freshman Kavori and Barnes to go along with Brendan Brady, who's been the main back all year, they have over 200 rushing yards in 4 of the last 5 games. Barnes had just 6 carries to the first 6 games. Now he's over 100 yards in 3 of the last 4 games. So they're really coming on. The one area of weakness for UTSA has been giving up big plays, but that's not really something you have to worry about with Rice. TJ McMahon was benched last week after tossing 2 picks. They brought in a freshman to get some reps. He threw 2 picks. So the Roadrunners have won 7 straight games by an average of 17 points. I just think they're 2 touchdowns better than the Owls, and I think they can throw it all over this secondary. So give me UTSA. I'll lay the 13.
It's also a bit of a mystery with Luke McCaffrey. He was a no-show last week. We don't know what his status is for this game. It's not exactly a deep team offensively, and he was clearly one of their best weapons. So another thing to monitor in terms of going with the Roadrunners there. For my best bet, I'm finally, with gusto, going to fade UAB. Traveling to Death Valley, taking on LSU, the Bayou Bengals laying 14.5. And here's kind of how I think of the game from a narrative perspective. LSU already got their letdown game out of their system. They go into frigid conditions against Arkansas. They play a listless game offensively, but luckily their pass rush was there to save the day, to pull a full Brett McMurphy. I'm getting something through my earpiece right now. Oh, Harold Perkins just had another sack. The kid had 4 sacks last week, and UAB cannot protect their quarterback. LSU secondary, I think, has the goods to be able to shut this down, from an aerial show. And then it's all Dwayne McBride loading up the box to stop them. And then finally, as I said, it's narrative based, it's situational based. LSU cannot mess around. This is old school BCS era where it's like you got to run it up, you got to impress the computers. In this case, it's impress the committee, because as much as it may seem as though, win out, beat Georgia in the SEC title game, you're the SEC champion. Tennessee's ahead of them, and Tennessee has the benefit of 1 fewer loss and the head-to-head win in Baton Rouge. I don't care what the committee says, you have to win your conference championship, blah, blah, blah. The teams played, and they went to their house, and Tennessee beat them. So this is a spot where they got to win, in my opinion, by north of 4 touchdowns to really show the committee, yes, we can beat the doors off of any team that is perceived to be weaker than us. So I'm going to go with LSU minus 14.5, not scared away by the hook in that spot. What are your thoughts on Brian Kelly, potentially smashing a G5 team to impress the committee?
Yeah, like UAB is one of those teams where I love backing them at home, but just love fading them on the road. I agree with you. They're just all McBride, and LSU should be able to stop that run pretty easily.